Oh man, I cannot even tell you what just happened right now. Imagine coming into a race weekend as the absolute favorite. You dominate every single session. You put the car on pole. You control the race from the front. And then, in one single corner, everything you built over an entire weekend is just gone. Not because you made a mistake, not because your car failed, but because of someone else's decision. And the driver who lost everything, he climbed out of that wreck, looked straight at the cameras, and said 3 words that sent shockwaves through the entire NASCAR garage. Ask the next. Guys, pause. That's it. That's all he said. And somehow, those 3 words said everything. Naval Base Coronado in San Diego was already one of the most unique venues in NASCAR history before a single green flag dropped. Brand new. Concrete walls everywhere. Zero room for error. And walking into that weekend as the overwhelming favorite was Shane van Gisbergen, a road course specialist whose entire career had been built on exactly this kind of circuit. Street courses are his language. He dominated practice. He captured the pole. Inside the garage, rival teams already knew who they were chasing. But this wasn't just about one driver showing up fast. Trackhouse Racing made a calculated organizational decision. They sacrificed potential stage points, specifically to maximize their race-winning strategy later in the event. Championship-caliber teams do not gamble like that unless they genuinely believe they have the fastest car in the field. Trackhouse arrived at San Diego with a plan, and for most of that race, the plan was working perfectly, making the situation even more electric. Both Red Bull-backed Trackhouse entries were running near the front. SVG and Connor Zilisch were simultaneously showing legitimate race-winning speed. The organization had everything in place. The story was already being written. Then came lap 32. A caution period ends. The field stacks up tight. Engines roar. The first corner is where this race gets decided. Everyone in the garage knows it. Austin Hill and Connor Zilisch are battling at the front. Turn 1 approaches. The braking zone is narrow, unforgiving, and surrounded by concrete walls on every side. Then it happens. Hill overshoots the apex. Rear brakes lock. Contact erupts. Cars slam the wall. NASCAR on Fox reported it plainly. Lap 32 changed everything in San Diego. Shane van Gisbergen's dominant day ends in a massive restart crash after contact involving Austin Hill, one of the biggest turning points of the season, end quote. The field stacks up. Smoke fills the air. NASCAR throws the red flag. Multiple championship contenders eliminated. In seconds, Jeff Gluck put it into direct perspective. SVG had arguably the fastest car all weekend. That's what makes this crash so painful. A potential race-winning performance erased in seconds. Cup Series fan 21 added, dominated practice, won the pole, controlled the race, then got wiped out. And Fan 4 SVG stated it even more bluntly. San Diego wasn't a loss. It was a stolen opportunity. Now here is where the story gets really interesting. SVG climbs out of the wreck. Reporters surround him immediately, and he does not explode publicly. He does not throw a helmet. He does something potentially more powerful. He chooses his words very, very carefully. Ask the next guys. Then, and this detail matters, Shane van Gisbergen described himself as filthy over the outcome. Kelly Crandall reported it simply. Short answer, plenty of frustration behind it. Pit Road News observed, SVG didn't need to scream after the crash. The look on his face said everything. NASCAR veterans understand this moment. This is not a driver who has accepted a racing incident. This is a driver trying very hard not to say exactly what he is thinking in front of a camera. The controlled fury, the calculated restraint. Sometimes that is louder than any outburst. AS12 captured it directly. SVG got robbed today. Fastest car all weekend, and someone else's mistake ended his race. That's brutal. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers right here on NASCAR Racing Central. And if you have been watching this channel grow, now is the moment to be part of it. Hit subscribe right now, drop a like, leave a comment, and share this video with every NASCAR fan you know. Do you think Austin Hill cost SVG a legitimate race win? Or was this just a racing incident that got out of hand? Drop your answer in the comments below and share this video so more fans can weigh in. This conversation deserves a bigger stage. Now, Austin Hill's side of the story. He initially pointed toward a mechanical issue, specifically unstable rear brakes. Then he accepted responsibility. He admitted over team radio that he locked the rear brakes entering Turn 1 on the restart. He apologized. Bob Pockrass confirmed. Austin Hill said he locked the rear brakes entering Turn 1 on the restart. NASCAR later stated, "The lap 32 incident involving multiple cars is under review. No penalties announced following the San Diego street race." From SVG's perspective, this was not bad luck. Hill entered the corner too deep, moved up the racetrack, and left him with nowhere to go. Not a racing incident, a decision that destroyed a race-winning car. Social media went nuclear within minutes. Race fan Mike88 stated, "Austin Hill absolutely overdrove Turn 1. You can't send it that deep on a restart and expect everyone behind you to survive." Race Day Central added, "Austin Hill apologized. Fans still aren't buying it. Stock Car Sarah pushed back. People blaming the track are missing the point. Drivers know the braking zone. The mistake was driver-related." Then Connor Zilisch opened his mouth, and everything got louder. Asked whether it was just a racing deal, Zilisch said it was a little more egregious than that. Racing Opinion reported, Connor Zilisch calling the incident more egregious than a racing deal only added fuel to the fire. Now it was not just SVG who was furious. His own teammate was publicly suggesting this crossed a line. This was not one driver losing a race. This was an organization watching its entire weekend evaporate. Both Red Bull-backed entries, SVG and Zilisch, loaded onto wreckers. Both were running near the front. Both had legitimate shots at victory. Jordan Bianchi reported, "Trackhouse left San Diego wondering what could have been. Both Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch were eliminated in the same wreck while running near the front." The strategic damage cut even deeper. Remember, Trackhouse had already sacrificed stage points for race-winning positioning. That gamble returned zero. Trackhouse Nation called it directly. Trackhouse sacrificed stage points for race-winning strategy and got nothing. That's a championship-level gut punch. Nobody inside Trackhouse publicly attacked Hill. But nobody believes that Garage was calm. Garage Insiders stated it plainly. Nobody at Trackhouse is publicly exploding. But don't mistake professionalism for happiness. That garage was devastated. Some observers began asking a separate question entirely. Was Turn 1 at Naval Base Coronado set up to fail from the beginning? Heavy braking, narrow entry, concrete walls everywhere. Even a small mistake in that zone triggers a catastrophic chain reaction. NASCAR critics stated, "Street course racing creates incredible moments, but San Diego's Turn 1 restart zone looked like a disaster waiting to happen." RaceHub Live framed the scale of the damage. 1 locked brake, 11 damaged cars, countless championship implications. That's how quickly NASCAR can change. NASCAR issued no penalties. The review was completed. The official result stands. That silence became its own controversy, because SVG fans believed justice was never served. The Teardown Pod asked the question that no one could answer. The biggest question isn't who won San Diego. It's whether Austin Hill's mistake altered multiple playoff campaigns in one corner. The playoff race is tightening. SVG walked into San Diego with Sonoma, one of his absolute best tracks, coming up next on the schedule. A dominant San Diego performance, combined with a Sonoma win, could have been seismic for his championship position. Instead, he left San Diego with virtually nothing to show for one of the fastest cars in the field. NASCAR debates put the upcoming race in direct terms. If Shane Van Gisbergen wins Sonoma next week, this controversy fades. If he struggles, San Diego becomes an even bigger talking point. The apology from Hill is on record. The admission is on record. But in NASCAR, the court of fan opinion does not always close after an apology. Motorsport Now confirmed what everyone already knew. One thing everyone agrees on. Shane Van Gisbergen had the speed to win San Diego before the lap 32 chaos changed everything. Trackhouse heads to Sonoma carrying frustration, unanswered questions, and unfinished business. Was this a racing accident, or was it a decision that stole a championship-caliber opportunity before it ever had the chance to unfold? Nobody has that answer yet. And that is exactly why NASCAR fans will not stop talking about San Diego. If you made it this far, you already know the answer. Subscribe to NASCAR Racing Central, share this video, and tell every NASCAR fan you know what happened at San Diego. And drop your verdict in the comments. Racing incident or driver error? Let's hear it. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.